Intu Boxing here, and I'm joined by promoter Nisse Sauerland. How are you, Nisse?
Doing very well, thank you very much.
Great event here today in London, announcing some of your new talent to the card, to the stable. If we just go through some of them and what you can expect from them and what they might expect from you going forward. So if we start with the big name, I know he's not been announced today, he's been with you for a little while, Eubank. Obviously, last time out he fought Marcus Morrison. He's got Sven Elbe next month. What are we expecting from Chris, and why Sven Elbe?
What are we expecting from Chris? I think Chris always delivers very exciting fights. Even, the last fight I found it pretty exciting because, he's just all action, isn't he? He just keeps coming forward, throwing lots of shots. I think Sven Elbe is he's tougher than people think. And, I think just because people don't know exactly who he is, it doesn't mean he's not known in certain places. And in Germany, he had a very good fight with Patrick Wojcicki. He lost, but it was a close fight. Sven felt like he won. That's his opinion. But it was definitely a good test. And I think, look, Eubank, you can't not be excited about the future for him. There's so many big fights out there. If it's Golovkin, Canelo, Billy Joe, Liam Williams, Demetrius Andrade, Ryota Murata, I don't know if I said that correctly. But there's so many exciting fights. He has got such an exciting way of fighting. And he's blue chip, in my opinion. He's a real blue chip fighter.
Obviously, no fighter will look beyond their next fight, but should he be victorious next month, are they the sort of fights that Chris is going to be in beyond Sven Elbe?
I would like to think that he'll fight one of those names in the next fight. I believe that would be give the audience and the crowd and the fans what they want. One of those names, because I know that's what I want.
Obviously, you unveiled 3 new signings. Nice surprise. Obviously, another Eubank added to the stable, Harlem Eubank. Talk to us about Harlem, how it came about, and again, what's the next 12 months for Harlem looking like?
Look, Harlem is, he's in a great place. He's, I would say, 9 to 12 months away from headlining his own shows, if it goes correctly. Key is activity. Coming out of Corona times, there's a lot of people who are lacking activity, but it's our intention to make him busy and move him up the rankings and move him into the right fights and, make him a main event.
Obviously, Josh Kelly, another name announced. Obviously, coming off the back of his first and only career defeat. Again, what's the plan for Josh? Is it going to be a case of come back in a sort of a comeback fight and then build back up from there, or is it going to be is it going to be a big name?
We've got a plan. He's young. He's only had 12 fights. He was, if he'd beaten Adewumi, he would have been, a mega star. He didn't. He had a few personal issues at the time. Adewumi fought a great fight. I think he's still got a lot to offer. He's young, fresh, and we've proven it before. With some of our fighters who have lost, and we brought them back into the right fights. One that springs to mind is George Groves. He lost against Froch. We had the next fight. He fought Rabras, then I believe he fought Douglin, then he was in against Badu Jack, then he lost, and then we brought him back again, and he ended up becoming a world champion and then fighting in a tournament and, making a truckload of money and retiring with a great name. And I think Josh Kelly is up there with one of the most talented fighters out there. If he can get the mental and the physical to align, I think, we've still got a superstar in our hands.
And the next name that you signed was heavyweight Nathan Gorman. Again, you said Josh is young. Obviously, Nathan's only young. Again, only one career defeat to Daniel Dubois. Is it again a case of fight by fight with Nathan, build him up properly, and then obviously searching for titles 2022 and beyond?
I mean, it's a case of risk reward. You know, if the right fight comes and we believe we can win and the reward is right, then we'll put the show on. I think Nathan is, you know, I've been a long time admirer, and I think he's got a lot still to give in the heavyweight division. I think Dubois, if you listen to Nathan around the build up to that fight, it wasn't the best build up for him outside of the ring. And you know, not taking anything away from Dubois, obviously, but I think Gorman still has a lot to give.
Moving on to two other heavyweights that were here today as well, Hosea Stewart and Matty Harris, obviously both going to make their debuts. What are you expecting from them? Both real good characters. Spoke to them earlier today, but what are you expecting from them in the early parts of their career?
What am I? They're making their debuts. They haven't got the longest amateur careers, but you know, like I said up there, Matty Harris, you know, he's the worst kept secret, and I believe that Jose is one of the best kept secrets. So I think they both got giant futures. And, you know, they're from the Midlands as well, that sort of area. I think at the moment there's so much talent coming from that sort of side of the world. I'd love to do a show up there at some point as well, and I think we get a great audience there. But back to their careers, sort of sidetracking, just thinking, salivating about the idea. Look, heavyweights, it's exciting, always exciting, and I think they've both got good characters as well. You know, it's not just about, you know, punching people in the face and winning. It's also about selling yourself outside of the ring, and I believe both can do that. Moving
down from the heavyweights, you've got Linus Adofia as well. Again, 14-0, should be a name in boxing. Again, what's the plan going forward with him? Because I know I was speaking to him earlier, and that's what he wants to do. He says he should be a name himself in boxing. Do you agree with that?
Definitely. You know, he's been making a name for himself on the small hall shows, and you know, Steve Goodwin, who I have a lot of respect for, has been doing a great job. And you know, I look forward to work with him. You know, I think Linus, he needs to win this next fight. It's a good fight. And then you know, he's mandatory for the British. And we'll see what Felix Cash does with the title. A few rumours that he's fighting. There's a few rumours he's going to drop it, but let's see. It's a good fight. Either way, I think the British title's, you know, one of the highest regarded titles in boxing outside the world title. So, you know, can't wait.
Obviously, another one that caught my attention and made me smile was Brad Paul and the Gladiator hat. How much are you looking forward to working with Brad and that ring walk?
Yeah, I mean, look, he's a legend in his own right. The Nuki bomb. I just realised why it's the nuke bomb. Well, they're best mates as well, Linus and Brad, and you know, it's good to have him on board. He's a character. He knows how to sell himself. He's an exciting weight division, middleweight. What is he, 17-0 now, 18-0. Look, he's got a big future.
Next name, Chloe Watson. Really excited to see her career, because obviously at the moment, female boxing is flourishing. It's going from strength to strength. And when I spoke to Chloe earlier, you know, when I asked her why now to turn professional, that was her answer, because of how good female boxing is. How excited are you to work with Chloe?
I'm actually, having met her today for the first time, because we were meant to meet, and she earlier, before I went off on holiday, she had COVID, so we couldn't meet. Meeting her today, she's a character. She's a character, and she can fight. And she kind of, I like her. She's got a good attitude, but a strong one. And I think she's highly marketable, great fighter, trained by Ricky Hatton, of course. Look, women's boxing is you know, it's at level now, which is, you know, if you look back 10 years ago, it's huge, and it's getting bigger and better all the time, and the depth of the talent's getting better as well. So I think Chloe's got a bright future.
And the last one that I was going to ask you about, one got a brilliant backstory. If you haven't heard it, obviously check out Intu Boxing Chris's interview with Razor Ali. I mean, what an inspirational story, and you know, he wants it all, you know, and he believes that he's got it all. But yeah, as I say, what a great story.
Listen, the story's got. You can make a few. You could make a movie on him. Well, actually, you could make a movie and a sequel and probably a prequel. It's an unbelievable story, and it's amazing, you know, that he's here and he's doing what he wants to do, and I look forward to seeing him in action October 2nd. He's sold a shed load of tickets as well. People want to watch him. He's entertaining. He's a showman. Can't wait.
Well, that just about sums it up. I think all your fights. I don't think I've missed anyone. If I have, I apologise. But just very quickly, last one. Obviously, you're 6 months into Wasserman Boxing now. What's the outline? What's the sort of the plan for sort of the next 12 months? Is it going to be to add more talent, produce more shows?
We've got. We're going to be announcing an interesting German deal in the next couple of days. We will definitely be doing more outside of Germany, in the UK, in Europe, Holland, Scandinavia still. But also we're going to focus on the UK as well. It's a big market. I've grown up here, and I'm quite sick of just flying on airplanes the whole time. I want to get home on a train from a fight. Yeah, look, I'm 3 miles from Wembley Arena as well. So you know, it's look. I want to build the UK stable.
You've just reminded me saying Netherlands. Martin Farrow was one name I forgot. I apologise, Martin. Obviously, he was out in Austria last week. Was that the first time that you've seen him in a boxing ring live? And if so, what's your assessment of Martin?
It's actually the second time he's fought on one of our shows before. Martin's Dutch, but half Dutch, half English. So that's why I thought you'd only doing the English boys. Martin's very, very good talent. He's very popular. He's a male model. He's like a super male model, and he won not Strictly. What's the other one? Love Island. I think he won it in Holland. So he's a star in his own right, but he can fight as well. So he's got it all. He looks the part. He talks well, and I think he's good. He's a good fighter.
Well, Nisse Sauerland, thank you very much for getting into boxing some of your time today, and we'll catch up with you very, very soon. Thank you.